Minnesang was a tradition of lyric and songwriting in Germany that flourished in the Middle High German period. This period of medieval German literature began in the 12th century and continued into the 14th. People who wrote and performed Minnesang were known as Minnesingers, and a single song was called the minnelied. The name derives from the word minne, which is the Middle High German word for love, and love was the Minnesang's main subject. The Minnesanger were similar to the Provençal troubadours and northern French trouvères in that they wrote love poetry in the tradition of courtly love in the High Middle Ages. Social status. In the absence of reliable biographical information, there has been debate about the social status of the Minnesanger. Some clearly belonged to the higher nobility. The 14th century Codex Manesse includes songs by dukes, counts, kings, and the Emperor Henry VI. Some Minnesanger, as indicated by the title Meister, were clearly educated commoners, such as Meister Conrad von Wurzburg. It is thought that many were ministeriales, that is, members of a class of lower nobility, vassals of the great lords. Broadly speaking, the Minnesanger were writing and performing for their own social class at court, and should be thought of as courtiers rather than professional hired musicians. Friedrich von Hausen, for example, was part of the entourage of Friedrich Barbarossa and died on crusade. As a reward for his service, Walther von der Vogelweide was given a fief by the Emperor Frederick II. Several of the best-known Minnesingers are also noted for their epic poetry, among them Heinrich von Weldeke, Wolfram von Eschenbach and Hartmann von Auer. History. The earliest texts date from perhaps 1150, and the earliest named Minnesanger are Adair von Kurenberg and Dietmar von Aist, clearly writing in a native German tradition in the third quarter of the 12th century. This is referred to as the Danubian tradition. From around 1170, German lyric poets came under the influence of the Provençal troubadours and the northern French trouvères. This is most obvious in the adoption of the strophic form of the canzone, at its most basic a 7-line strophe with the rhyme scheme ab, cxc, and a musical AAB structure, but capable of many variations. A number of songs from this period match trouvère originals exactly in form, indicating that the German text could have been sung to an originally French tune, which is especially likely where there are significant commonalities of content. Such songs are termed contrafacta. For example, Friedrich von Hausen's Ich denke an der Willen is regarded as a contrafactum of Guy de Provence's Ma joie primeraine. By around 1190, the German poets began to break free of Franco-Provençal influence. This period is regarded as the period of classical Minnesang, with Albrecht von Johannsdorf, Heinrich von Morungen, Renmar von Hagenau developing new themes and forms, reaching its culmination in Walther von der Vogelweide, regarded both in the Middle Ages and in the present day as the greatest of the Minnesanger. The later Minnesang, from around 1230, is marked by a partial turning away from the refined ethos of classical Minnesang and by increasingly elaborate formal developments. The most notable of these later Minnesanger, Niedert von Reuentel, introduces characters from lower social classes and often names for humorous effects. Melodies. Only a small number of minnelied melodies have survived to the present day, mainly in manuscripts dating from the 15th century or later, which may present the songs in a form other than the original one. Additionally, it is often rather difficult to interpret the musical notation used to write them down. Although the contour of the melody can usually be made out, the rhythm of the song is frequently hard to fathom. There are a number of recordings of Minnesang using the original melodies, as well as rock groups such as Augenweide performing songs with modern instruments. Later developments. In the 15th century, Minnesang developed into and gave way to the tradition of the Meistersanger. The two traditions are quite different, however. Minnesanger were mainly aristocrats, while Meistersanger usually were commoners. At least two operas have been written about the Minnesang tradition: Richard Wagner's Tannhäuser and Richard Strauss' Guntram. Notable Minnesanger: Danubian lyric Dietmar von Aist, Der von Kurenberg, Meinlo von Sevelingen, early courtly lyric Friedrich von Hausen, Kaiser Heinrich VI, Heinrich von Welldeke, Sperrvogel, classical Minnesang Albrecht von Johannsdorf, Bernsche von Horheim, Gottfried von Strasberg, Hartmann von Auer, Heinrich von Morungen, Renmar von Hagenau, Susskind von Trimberg, Walther von der Vogelweide, Wolfram von Eschenbach. Later Minnesang. 13th century Renmar von Brennenberg, der Regenboge, Friedrich von Sonnenberg, Gottfried von Neiffen, Heinrich von Meissen, Hugo von Montfort, Konrad von Wurzburg, Niedart von Reuental, Otto von Bottenlaben, Renmar von Zweiter, der Tannhäuser, Ulrich von Liechtenstein, Walther von Klingen. Later Minnesang. 14th century Johannes Hadlab, Muscatblatt, Oswald von Wokenstein. Example of a minnelied. The following love poem of unknown authorship is found in a Latin codex of the 12th century from the Tegernsee Monastery. Editions. The standard collections are 12th and early 13th century Minnesang. H. Moser, H. Tavoren, Des Minnesangs Frühling, Volume 2, Volume 3, Commentaries ISBN 3-7776-03686, 13th century Minnesang after Walther von der Vogelweide, Karl v. Krause, Kornrumpf, Deutsche Liederdichte des 13. Jahrhunderts ISBN 3-484-10284-5. 14th and 15th centuries. Thomas Kramer, Die kleineren Liederdichte des 14. und 15. J.H.S. 4 vols. There are separate editions of Walther's works, and of a number of the most prolific Minnesanger. There are many published selections with modern German translation.